Sweet. I think that'll look nice.
A twin turbo LS3 swapped 911. Love it or hate it, my brother's Porsche is nearing completion. We are up here at Fab HQ, Josh's garage, where he is getting everything figured out and mapped out to make this thing come to life. The Fab Master himself, Josh, is back with us. I gave you guys the brief highlights, but what you are looking at is completely custom manifolds that Josh fabricated for the turbo placement. We'll show you a little bit more later exactly how the flow is going to lay out, although it's pretty simple and straightforward. Turbo, intercooler, directly across to the throttle body. For the exhaust here, where are you thinking we're going to be?
I'm going to bring these together. They'll join in a somewhat of an X-pipe, I guess you could say, a merge. Then we'll come, once it comes into the merge, it'll come out this way to be able to fit the resonators that I'm going to use right around this area. I'll probably make them removable in case he wants more turbo noise. A lot of people like that, and he requested it.
Because race car.
And then we'll do some quad tips out the back to fill these stock gaps up.
Easier or harder than the Viper Swap 240SX?
Easier. More fabrication, since the custom manifolds, custom intercoolers, custom everything, but easier, more room to work with, even though it is tight.
Similar to the Viper Swap 240, we are going to be using a lot of heat shielding and exhaust wrap to try to minimize the effects of having a hot exhaust right close to the motor oil pan. Running those temperatures up is not what we want.
Big money, Alex. Something like that, or that, or that.
I guess this is one of those situations, you do a couple rough measurements and then just get the cutting.
Start making some cuts. Like on the inside of the, yeah, like that. Yeah, that's good. Just floating away.
Send it. nailed it the first time.
Sounds nuts. The party pipes might be a little bit too much party.
My eyeballs.
Yeah.
You can literally, my eyeballs are just on fire right now.
I'm guessing a bunch of water probably got in it when we were towing it back because the car was sitting like this.
Yeah.
And we're driving through the rain. It was pouring. So I'm guessing water just got down into the exhaust.
I didn't take any video when we picked the car up just as that, transition that you guys saw, but we were racing like a monster storm. So we had like a 2-hour ride home pretty much in the rain. It was mostly raining the majority of the time. We have the car backwards on the trailer?
Yeah.
We had the car backwards on the trailer too. So I wonder if just driving forward, it accumulated a decent amount of water in the exhaust. I think hearing this thing fire up for the first time is a big, big relief. We are on a short timeline. The car needs to go to the dyno, and then we are hoping to run it at Race Motive up at Pocono this upcoming Saturday, like 5 days from now. The car's never been driven. We haven't put any miles on it to make sure that it's not going to have any issues. So we got a lot to do.
What, you think my Ugga aren't good?
You got some crap on your face too.
Do I?
Yes.
All right.
So obviously the tune needs a little bit of work, but by the Porsche standards around here, we're doing pretty good. It's got good oil pressure. The brakes seem to be functioning. I think we're in good shape, right?
It's the meanest sounding 700 horsepower car I've ever heard.
Literally tomorrow, we're gonna find out. For you guys though, right now.
It's got a first tank, right?
So one stage, the two-door couple of that. Who's the pop switch, like either 5 or 7 pounds. I forget how.
Yeah, I mean, air fuel's great for right now.
Okay. Well, that's good. That means they're coming on.
What did it make?
780 torque.
841, 780 at 12 pounds.
Holy crap! Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And then right click and put lock axis.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see that.
Poor boy.
So in the first video you saw in the thumbnail that we said 800 horsepower, and that's what we knew Fran was comfortable taking the car to, 8 to 850 for the motor. The clutch is not set up to hold supposedly more than 700 foot-pounds of torque, and you saw what it just made.
You're 9 horsepower over when you told me to set it to. I said, what do you take a stock LS3 to? He said 8850.
Well, we've had it right over now. Yeah,
What?
We've had big ones.
You didn't want to tell you.
Oh my goodness.
So it looks like it's making over 700 torque from like, I mean, that's 5250
Right click.
or 5252.
I mean, yeah, look all the way back. It's like, basically, when does it dip under 700 foot-pounds of torque?
It's 4,300, which is about right when I go full throttle. So it's the
700.
boost graph looks like a centrifugal blower.
Huh.
Like, I mean, I'll switch back to.
This might be a stupid question, but do you think the gates are opening?
Yes.
Okay.
Put your hand under there during a pull.
I was just making sure that like I didn't set them up wrong.
Yeah, like,
and they're
look
not
at the
even
boots.
opening. Okay.
Alex is up settling on the bill, but I think I can speak for both of us when I say that we are blown away with the amount of power that this car made. Our goal was 850 horsepower, and we thought that was kind of a lofty goal, and this thing made almost 100 more horsepower. Fran up here at Race Proven Motorsports, Newcastle, Delaware, did a fantastic job on this car. We've been working with them for years. We knew he was the man for the job, but still absolutely blown away with what this car just did. Dyno numbers are great. We love talking about it, but this thing has to perform, and we know just the spot to test it. Well, our weekend of racing didn't quite go as planned, but the car made it home in one piece. Our Insta360, on the other hand, didn't fare so well. It was great to have the car up there, but we ran into a couple small issues, things that still need to be worked out.
As we saw on the dyno, the boost was creeping a little bit. We thought it would be controllable, but unfortunately when we got to Pocono and we did our first test hit, it was not controllable. We ended up seeing 19 PSI in fifth gear with the car fully loaded up, which is probably pretty lucky we didn't pop the motor at that point. But we got lucky, nothing failed. At that point we realized that we just weren't going to be able to make full passes in the car. The gearing on the car as well ran the car to the top of fifth gear with about 200 feet left. The car is not geared to do top speed.
The car has as large of a tire on the rear as it can fit. The transmission, Alex knew, was going to be the weak link on this car, both literally and figuratively. It is one of the weakest parts of this driveline and will be replaced at some point, but it's significant cost to put a stronger, better geared transmission into this car. Even being limited by RPM to keep the car from overboosting at this point, this thing absolutely rips.
This car, the whole point of it was to be a very fun to drive street car, and that's exactly what it turned into. With the LS3 with the 62 millimeter turbos, this thing comes into boost incredibly fast in every gear. It's very responsive. As you can see in the shifts, it never even falls out of boost, which was the absolute goal, and we definitely hit that one right on the head. So for now, the plan is to swap out the 40 millimeter gates with 50 millimeter gates, which will fix our overboost problem and allow the exhaust gases to escape easier and solve an overboosting issue. We are going to put meth injection on the car. We're seeing a little bit of IAT creep. Fran at Race Proven said that he's not worried about, but it will start to pull timing a little bit. So we're going to put a meth kit on it to help cool that down.
There are very, very few of these cars that are swapped with the LSs that are turbo. And when I say very few, like less than 5 in the country.
I think there's cars that are swapped and running and have like data. There's like, 5, if that.
So point being that this is something that there's a lot of trial and error. There are fans on the intercoolers. Those still need to be wired up. So we're going to see what that does to the intake temperature, meth injection. Really, there's just a lot of kind of playing around. We were talking about putting an oil cooler on the car to make sure that the oil temps are as low as possible. Really, over the next period of time, there's just a lot to figure out because this information is just not out there.
For now, though, we're just going to drive it. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to see where it goes and have a little bit of fun.
I know we have a huge Porsche fan base that follows the channel with Lee's Porsche 997 build that just wrapped up. And I know that this is kind of a polarizing car. There's a lot of people that really like it. We have a big LS fan base also with all the different Chevys that we do. And then there's a lot of the Porsche purists that don't like it. Originally, I was planning on doing this in one just monster video. We ended up breaking it up into 2 parts, just how the timeline played out. And I think that we're gonna have to do a third because we wanna go through a lot of the financial costs in this car to kind of show really the point of putting an LS in it, especially given that this was a running, driving car when my brother bought it. So we had a good, very expensive NA Porsche motor to sell out of it to kind of cover some of those costs of all the modifications to the car. With Carrington's car just wrapping up also, these 2 cars made a lot closer numbers in power than we thought they were going to. And I think it will be awesome to do a comparison between the 2 cars. They are 2 completely different animals. As mentioned, the transmission, completely different. The power delivery on the cars, completely different. They are similar chassis, but complete polar opposites. And I think it'll be awesome to do a real, honest review, comparisons, show the weak points on some of the cars, show the strong points on some of the cars. So we're gonna get with Lee on that one, make sure that he has a little bit of time to figure out his setup also, because like this, it was just finished. But if you all want to see a video like that, which I'm gonna assume that you do, get down in the comments though, let us know if you want to see the numbers, if you want to see the comparison, and we also have something a little bit more fun that we want to do with that video to really kind of drive home the Porsche experience, if you get my drift. For now though, it's more driving, more testing, more fine tuning, figuring out as much as we possibly can on this car and Lee's car. We're gonna have a whole lot of fun racing them this summer. There's plenty more race motive events. By far our favorite spot to get to safely test these vehicles at high speeds that we are definitely not doing on the street. If you're local, be sure to get out to one of the race motive events. Spectator tickets are nice and affordable. You can bring the family. It is always a good time, whether it's down at MIR or up at Pocono. As always, thank you for the support, everybody. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will see you in the next video.